Only hours after the verdict was given immensely in Johnny's favor, Amber and her people started to lash out at the world, the legal system, and whatever else they could think of to blame. And while Depp and his people have actually let a lot of the statements that they made slide by even turning down different opportunities to address them, it seems they finally had it up to their neck. So, at exactly which point did Depp's people decide they had enough of Amber and her lies? Well, if we're being honest, it was pretty obvious right from the courtroom that Depp's lawyers were already sick of all the statements that Amber and her people were making. But it seems the claims Amber's people are making outside the courtroom are a little more enraging. The particular claim in this case was when Amber's lawyer Elaine got on an interview to spew a lot of untrue claims about how the verdict was rigged in Johnny's favor. But the one that seems to have struck a nerve in Johnny's people was when she said,
"I think that there were a lot of influences here that were beyond our control. And I think the social media, it was like a Roman Colosseum. Is the best way to describe the atmosphere here. And I have to believe that the jury, even though they're told not to go and look at anything, they have weekends, they have families, they have social media.
They were not sequestered. They were not sequestered.
And the 10-day period we had, how could they not have been influenced?
Now, Johnny's lawyers Camille Vasquez and Ben Chu have decided to set the record straight, and this was what made them finally accept an interview with Good Morning America. And although they spoke about some of the other complexities of the case, as well as how Johnny was super excited about finally being able to get his life back, they also decided to tackle Elaine's wild accusations. Facing Elaine's claims that social media was the influential factor that made the jury side with Depp, even though they presented several piles of evidence to support Johnny's claims, Ben had this to say.
Ultimate confidence in Johnny and the jury and the facts of this case, and you can only hope that the jury will see it. And in this case, they did, and the verdict was overwhelmingly in his favor.
From his answer, it's pretty clear that all Elaine did in her interview was just lie about everything she could and blame their loss on the next available option that was staring her in the face. Speaking of Elaine making wild claims, the lawyer had also said in an interview that the win Johnny got against Amber was a setback for all women in the world going through domestic violence, and of course, this was just another desperate attempt to garner affection and pity from the fans. And while you would ordinarily expect that from someone like Amber, it shocked a lot of people that Elaine also supported those claims and in fact continued to blurt them out in every interview she's been in since the verdict was given. This subject was also one of the topics Depp's team spoke about while they were on the show. At this point, it was pretty obvious to anyone watching the interview that Depp's team have always known what they are doing right from the onset of the trial, which was probably one of the things that helped them win. And now, given that Elaine hasn't come out to say anything about all of this, which is unlike her, just further makes Depp and his people all the more credible. I'm sure you've also formed an opinion on Depp's team. Tell us what that is in the comments section.